Final hour of trading for an exciting Monday, to say the least. It's a Tesla kind of Monday. We'll call it that. S&P 500, 0.5% to the upside. Yep, NASDAQ leading 1.14 in positive territory. Pretty nice looking board here, top to bottom. Ethereum having quite the day, 5.4% back to the upside. What a move, guys. We got to lead things off here with the machine that is Tesla.
Yeah, I mean, Tesla be doing some things, man. Some things. So anyways, yeah, it's been a roller coaster on Tesla. And we talked about that 1,000 level. Now, usually, just usually, it might make sense. And of course, when it got to 1,000, going to take a shot at the short. But it might make sense sometimes to reverse on a strong stock. You would think so, but nah. I mean, why do that? Because people that reverse long on a stock that's going crazy, they do that because they want to make money, right? At the end of the day, which is what this is supposed to be about. So I figured I'd buck the trend and not go long Tesla when it broke 1,000. So this is what happened. 1,045 current high, 1,045 and 12 cents, the current high of the day. Now sitting 1,020. So all-time highs for Tesla, $1 trillion, whatever you want, everything you want. Like Elon is winning. Some other things are moving around a little bit, but man, for considering the fact that these, I guess, like SPAC and squeeze names, you know, have been leading the last 2 or 3 days, today's story is squarely about Tesla, in my opinion. 12%, holding this high. It's been unbelievable, Sean.
There's no other story today. I mean, there is. I mean, we could talk about DWAC and you know, all those other plays. They're doing great, but ultimately, you know, Tesla's going to lead the way today, in my opinion, anyways. And I tried the short. I'm flat on the stock. I am down on the stock, but barely. We tried the short. We got out of the way real quick there for $3 or $4 each time, and then we shorted the last time. And I said 3 times the charm and got out. This is the thing. You know, I tried to go long again down here, but then when it broke back to the upside on that first break, there was nothing. It does come back down and touches basically 997 and then just takes off and never gets back in. So unfortunately, yeah, I also did not go long. I just short, and then it's embarrassing for sure as we sit here and you know, watch this. But it was getting meme stockish. You saw the volume come in and it got up to 1050 and then straight down. I mean, Tesla shouldn't be up 12% on that order alone today, but we know how strong it is and how people are chasing that name. You know what else people need to be chasing if they're not yet? We tweeted out Nucor, guys, a week and a half ago at $95. It's at 110 right now. So this is like 20%, 15% or so in about a week and a half on Nucor. Look at this, man. And I know US Steel, the same thing today, straight to the upside here. So I just decided to get some industrials in the old portfolio there. And yeah, this is where we bought it. We just went back to work and boom, it took out that. Now we're at a level where we may decide to take some out, but let's let Nucor work. We don't even have the infrastructure bill yet. So let's let that go. Nucor now above the 50-period moving average. And yeah, we'll do a big bang out for that one, as that's been a really good trade working out for us.
There's a lot going today, but I'm going to shout out Goldman, because that LAC lithium play in Canada here, up like 7%. So good look on that one. I mean, I'm looking at Moderna's up 5%. I mean, give me a break. Like, it's just, I saw Plug Power was up. There's just a lot moving here. And look, I'm going to go to this Huddy, I can't pronounce the company. I have no idea what the name is. But HUDI, it has been a series of halts that just started capitulating. I was just trying to maybe see if it would test 20 even when it rolled over at 1960, and it looks like it's about to halt down again. So hopefully no one's trapped in this. As just as fast as it came up, it looks like it's coming down. I still actually have fun, which was mostly short. There was some longs earlier, and then it was just mostly short with some bounce plays after. I have gone long in this little break here, took some out at 770, and then got back in. Looks like it's trying to roll back to the downside, so might have been a short-lived bounce. While Prague, I'm sitting in this one, I actually just got stopped out on fun, so it'll be, that last trade will be that, but it's been a good one so far for fun, because that short, it wasn't that complicated this morning. When these stocks all came down, it was an absolute bloodbath. PROG retested that 350 level, really only that one entry point for me. I actually thought, I'm like, for a quick second when we came back on and these other names were running, I tricked myself into saying, oh, I should get some out in front of VWAP. I'm like, wait a minute, Prague has nothing to do with these. DWAC and fun. I shouldn't have cared. But anyways, I only took out like 10% or so, but still holding on to this short off of 350. It might just be done for the day, although I'll get some out in the teens in front of that $3 low that it has. Brendo.
Possibly the next highly shorted name to pop up here, guys. Here goes Bed Bath and Beyond, because why not? 1.4% there. Huge volume just came into this thing, guys.
All right, let's see if we can't get one before it actually pops. Let's just check out quickly here. BlackBerry. I mean, we know that this is a name that can pop off as well. Just to see if there's anything happening here. What is a key level that we're looking for? What about 1120 on BlackBerry? So let's set our order up to go long on that, just in case that is another one that begins to go 1120 there on BlackBerry. We're not going to take it now, but we'll set it up in case it does break through there. Our DWAC trade, that 108 short, the best one, $12 winner. I haven't touched it since that. So, DWAC still obviously on our mind, but continuing to move lower here. Touching, I think this one has staying power. We've talked about this and why that is. So, down into this area, $80 or so, it seems to be holding. So let's see if DWAC can hold $80 today. That's really the thing to look for. I know it's 10% down from here, but, seeing if it can hold that, and then we'll see a strong, hopefully, push tomorrow in DWAC. But let's get our order locked and loaded right now for BlackBerry breaking 1120, just in case. If this is one of the names that goes soon, could be. We'll wait for BlackBerry. Here we go. Almost like a pre-market high, even though that's down here. That's just that early bump there, back down and up. So 1120, I don't mind it. We'll try to see if we can catch it before it actually goes. So 1120 on BlackBerry, we'll take that trade.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Like earlier in the session, you were seeing some of the traditional, I guess the older squeeze names run up as these new ones. SPAC World came down, and just as fast as Bed Bath & Beyond went up, it looks like it's pulled right back in here. I am still looking at that hoodie, man. It's just continuing to fall. I thought maybe there'd be a chance, like I said, at that 20 level. Then this whole price here at 19, you don't get that. It did break out at about 16 even, so in theory, maybe it catches a bid down there. I have no idea, but that's all I can wait for, is because I think the short might have come and gone here. Speaking of that DWAC, by the way, I was short the whole way on that 89. Remember, 89 was low of the day when we left you guys, if you were watching the morning show. Took that 89 break, had this one, took a couple of bucks out of it here and a few scalps, and then was thinking it's about to break down. Like, look at what happened at the close after the close, I should say, on Friday. I really thought it was about to retest that 80 before bouncing. It bounced in front at 82.50, and then I stopped out at break even. So I definitely looked a gift horse in the mouth on this, and you are now seeing it try to reclaim and hold this 89 level. So that previous bottom looking like some support for DWAC. And if you're trading fund, if you're trading that BENE, or for whatever reason you're trading that MARK, then you have to watch for DWAC because it is leading the market. And I say for whatever reason MARK because that just absolutely died. I did not think this was going all the way back to 270. Otherwise, never would have covered the shorts on it. Just felt like an absolute rock and continued to fall. Looks like it's still going to. The staying power on Tesla, though, man, like it comes right back into this 1020. And for lack of a better term, like now it's just choppy sideways action on Tesla, up 12%. Like how many stocks go up 12% and then just go sideways, threatening to break back out towards that high? Now, it's worth noting, the first time it tested 1,000, it was a decent short. The second time you got run over. I would tend to think if it tests 1050 again, it might be an okay short because it's at the end of the day. But at this point, all I did is take it and lose. So who knows?
All right, so we'll hit, I keep saying I got to clean this up, and I just sit here and trade instead of actually cleaning this thing up. But whatever, we'll just hit Superman. I'm trying to find the siren alert, just to let you guys know that we are in a new trade right now. We are going to take Snapchat here off of some of these bottoms. We hit the short and long. We hit a bunch of trades here. Actually, only longs, actually. We never hit the short. I thought we did on Snapchat. But, this bottom here, 54.20, 54 teens, something like that into here. We'll see if it can hold that bottom. We've already tested it once, and it did break, went down to 53.75. So I do have an order to go here if we do break below 54.25. So basically, some of these like wicked down bottoms right in here, like if we break below, then we're going to get out. We don't need to be in the Snapchat here at all. I just think on some possible strength, it's been weak today, obviously down 1%. We saw what happened on Friday with their earnings, bang, right to the downside. But then it kind of, that was a good short, and then we left it alone because of DWAC. But, it did make a bottom on Friday right around here, right where we are right now. So 54.99, 55 or so in the aftermarket. And then today we get a little bit of a bump up and we think we're back, but it's not. So let's just hold out on this one. We are long now 58. I do have an offer at 6.9er upside there. So we'll get out at 69 if we can. And that's just right in here, right at the last couple highs. So far so good. We'll hold it out. We're in the money 3 pennies. But we're going to see if we can get some out at VWAP. which is just around that 69. And then if we break higher than that, we'll take another piece out, and then we'll see if we can retest 55. But well worth the risk for me. You know, it's 30 cents below. We're going to get out. If we can scalp a little bit off on the way up, we will do that. So right now, Snapchat, we're in that trade, and we'll look for some more, man. I mean, this is such a big day today. AMD's 122.
Yeah, what a strong supermarket. There was also this Bkkt, which when we left the morning show was only at $17. Had a couple of good longs in it and a decent short, and then all you know what broke loose through the top. These are not the best trades of the world. I had a 27 long that basically did this, where I only scalped it for a small amount, and then I shorted the absolute bottom. And this is one of these things, like you take that halt trade, and I got in like right here, like 23.75, and then got out for like, it was like a few cents worth of a win on the reopen. I did have the top at 26 and stopped out at that high, which is not the best in the world. It's about to retest that high anyways. So 28 is the current top. Your lower high sits at 26.50. I'll take a shot if it just sort of breaks out here and then makes a run at that 28. I go for like a quick little short, give it to that 28 high. If it breaks it, fine, we get out. And even think about reversing into a long. I mean, this is a stock that I think if it takes out the high, there's a decent chance that it could halt, especially if it goes straight through 30. But it has been trading for the last couple of hours here without halting. It's probably done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 halts, I think, on the day, 5 or 6. So do watch out for it. It is not the most liquid stock in the entire world. That hoodie is doing absolutely nothing, unfortunately. So I'm not sure there's going to be too much to trade here. But Bkkt certainly should be on the radar if you're looking for something that is moving. There is also Coinbase, which is on the NASDAQ, which I obviously should know, breaking through 325. So, I mean, it's not exactly a jailbreak through 325, but it's a pretty clean move. You're now up to 320. Well, it was up to 326.5, 327. And this, I mean, on the daily chart, it's going to look pretty solid, especially when you had the pullback, consolidation, break. There's not a heck of a lot stopping Coinbase till you get to 3. I mean, you look at these levels here. That's about 344, 345. So there's not a heck of a lot stopping it, with the notable exception being Bitcoin below those all-time highs. So you might need to get at least close to that, but it's a strong-looking chart that I think you have to favor the long side until you get to that 345, 350. I don't know if I like the breakout because the volume wasn't there. If it pulls back in, maybe you catch a little bit of something. If it bounces off 25, and then you can get a nice little long to see if it continues this move. It could just be trying to shake people out, like HUDI. Has shook just about everybody out.
We're going to wait.
All the way down.
Some of these names, guys, nuts. But yeah, watch out for HUDI. Watch out for AMD. So we are going to start a position here. This, again, you know, this is part of the risk, guys. And we talk about this all the time, about actually trading here at this time of day. And that is that you're trying to sort of catch, you know, different things here on different moves. And I mean, this could be exhausted here for the day. And that's the one thing, I don't think we've had trouble with it, but you know, it is something that's on Neil and my minds all the time. And that is like, you know, we like AMD, but when you're buying things and it's 10 o'clock or it's 9:30 or whatever time it is, you have the whole day to go. Like right now, you're just kind of trying to find levels that make sense. I'm trying to buy some names that have been pretty, you know, that I think are hot names, like a Snapchat, like an AMD here. So we'll hold on to this. We're long right here at 83. So now that it's up in the money, we'll try, and then all we're trying to do is really scalp some out. So if we're lucky enough to get some of these out here around 123, what, flat? Like what is it? Like, I mean, I don't even want to take 17 cents, but up to 123, like this would be good, right? So 123, we could take a piece out, and then if it continues to run and we're right about the market, then we will have that bigger winner on, right? So we are going to take AMD long here. It's a strong stock today. It's up 2.5%. It's at all-time highs right now, breaking all-time highs. So, oh man, we can't show you the daily chart, but 123 is the all-time high, so we're right at there, and it looks like it should be a good stock to trade here into the close. And then our Snapchat has fallen back down, but we did take, where's my 1 minute chart? We did take that one last bid, so you can see that was a much bigger bid now that we're into these teeth. So we're only going to get this down to 54.25 or so, but that is right now something that I'm looking at with Snapchat. So we'll see if we can get back to the upside. Hopefully the market can rally, and we'll do a little bit of damage here in the last couple minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Look, if the market rallies a little bit more, I think one stock that I look to go the other way on might be this Moderna. Thank you, Jude, for reminding me and pointing out Moderna at 346. Of course, they had positive news this morning, and it never really, I mean, until now, it never got to anywhere that I liked. I mean, 316 was support, and then you're looking at that 345 to 350 top. There's your 350. There's your 345 area the last couple of days here. Well, I guess the last couple of weeks, I should say. So short off this high. I mean, you're not necessarily wrong until it takes out 350, but at the end of the day, especially when a stock is doing this, up at those highs, a lot of times you can see people start to take profit, especially a name that's been beaten up a little bit. So yeah, I mean, Moderna's been a good one for me the last little bit. I'll take a quick little shot here. The high of the day currently sits 346.5. So about $1 away from that, which on a $300 stock isn't too bad. But it is almost $5 away from that 350 high. So there is some room to go before you're dead wrong. I can't believe Tesla's still, I mean, it's just sitting there between 1,020 and 1,015. It's just going back and forth. So I'm not really sure what's going on with Tesla. I'm a little surprised that's the price action we're seeing. And if you're watching these names, DWAC, like I said, I would short this and gave it up. Probably should have found a way to get back in because it's breaking right back towards those lows. Prague is the only thing I have, and we're trying to get into some mRNA without actually having to. There we go. I just complain about it there and actually.
Yeah, that always works. It works for me anyways. It doesn't work so well with the wife. Okay, so October, it's today's day. What am I even talking about? Trying to find the time. 1:15. So someone just asked about Ford. So I did finally pair some off. I mean, I'm well in the money on Ford. The last buy we had was 13. We've been buying since 6 or 7. So let's reward ourselves a little bit here on Ford. So we did get out of there, and I switched into some UiPath. I did this when Goldman, it was my or I don't know if it was Goldman, but whoever it was, first got me into Beyond Meat with the first upgrade that I saw from a reasonable, outfit when Beyond Meat got upgraded, and I think that was like at 65 or 70, and I bought it and rode that all the way to the top. So you see at 115, we switched over some shares. I got out of 20% up, something like that. But at 115, we switched over to UiPath. So right in about here. So we're that's still Ford, sorry. Let's go over to UiPath. So we did, I didn't even notice this, nicely in the money now. So we've got this at like probably 53.50, and now you're up to 55 and change. So there goes UiPath. Seems like a good one for us. What's up, B?
So many little teeny tiny stocks going crazy today, guys. REDU, I saw a couple people mentioning this one. Huge volume on this, went through $1, straight to $1.50. And is trying to pull back right now, but little tiny Cayman-based, it's actually China, but it looks like Cayman-based, Rise Education on the move. Also, SANW, S-A-N-W, which I believe is another SPAC just popping up, guys.
Why would anyone be listed in the Cayman Islands?
I can't think of a single reason, Sean. I don't know. I mean, first of all, I can't think of a single reason. It's beautiful weather. That
makes sense to me too. Yeah, all right.
It's nicer than here. Pissing rain all day, actually.
Yeah, today's bad. Today's actually cold again. I think we're down to 10 degrees. Yeah, so kind of chilly right now. All right, so let's just keep going. I mean, it is the fall after all. Coinbase continues to make money for anybody that was invested in here in the last 2 weeks or any time like that. Coinbase 325. Wow. Last week we were talking about that 300 break. You could have even had that today. I mean, look at this today, man. Today 306. Coinbase is up 9%. I really, really, really have to sit down today and read because I don't understand. Coinbase up 9%, Fisker up 8%, Nucor up 8%, Neo up 7%. I mean, my portfolio is doing quite well. PayPal, we know that story. Peloton up 97, up to 97 right now. Square on the move today, but there goes Coinbase, man. Wow, good job for anybody being able to hold this. This is a 20-minute chart. We just talked about 300, on Friday. That was right here. There's the big break today, and you get above this area, and then it's see you later, alligator. So 317 and upside for Coinbase. I don't even really. You can't really look at any of these and decide what levels you like because Coinbase is basically back to IPO pricing now. Whether or not you get this 340, 345, something like that, we do like it. We do like it a lot. So let's go. Bitcoins, yeah.
We got those ones. I mean, we don't have anything specifically for Coinbase, so we'll use that
might
one.
as well. I mean, that's good enough. Bitcoin right now, 63,000.
63,000. Why not? I'll show you guys this VISL here, just because a couple of times I know someone's been asking about it. Jose, I got you. We'll talk about VISL. Jose. Yeah, I mean, I love it. I was one of those chanting when Batista was playing for the Jays, but it goes for just about any Jose at any sporting event. Look, it's already given most of everything back, and the chart has shown a pretty large history of doing that. Your other point is, it didn't just reject anywhere this morning. This afternoon, it rejected actually off the 200 period moving average, and then is attempting to bounce off the 50, which, sorry, we're going back and forth. I can show you that's at 187, so it goes up to 200, bounces at 187. What's this? Oh, look, did it actually break out right around 187? Yes, it did. That's where support is right now, so that's what you want to hold. That's what you want to see hold today. But a lot of times, if you see one of these parabolic movers get right into the most obvious level possible on the daily chart, whether it's a technical indicator or one of those, I suppose, bag holding prices, and then it can't hold up and flushes from there, a lot of times that's never the best sign in the world. But you do like to see the staying power above 187. If it can close above that price, probably a good sign. Under normal circumstances, I would consider shorting if it would break that 187 to the downside. I just think there's better fish to fry. I'm sort of looking at this DWAC and fun to get back into them if I can. I did get into Moderna, which is doing a heck of a lot of nothing. It's got in the money like 70, 80 cents. It's gone out of the money like 20 or 30 cents. Otherwise not doing much, which is exactly what Prague is doing. Although, I mean, now all of a sudden getting some shares out of VWAP made a little bit of sense there. That's still about 15 to 20 cents of profit, but the trend is downside. This is one that, like honestly, like at this point, considering it didn't exactly capitulate through $3, if it holds VWAP, this could make a break at 350. Like when we're in the morning show, I was saying to myself, I wanted a 350 long break on this, which is conversely to what we just showed you on VISL. It's breaking, holding now. If it breaks VWAP, that's above the 200 period. That 350 level was a big double top here. You have room to this level here at 4 on the daily as well. Your double top also comes from last week. That's why I'm calling it a double top. So it's a big breakout. It failed it last time and went all the way down to $2, but now we're right back here. Now I know I'm short this stock, but who knows what could happen. If it does nothing for the rest of the day, you got to think about where it could be tomorrow. Whether the short wins or not, this 350 level should be a big one. It's got room to $4. Just need to see it hold VWAP. For those of you that are bulls, clearly I want it to go down right now, though.
Yeah, so what else is near its day's high? How about Facebook? Man, we talked about Facebook earlier this morning. And even actually, was it on Memes and Movers or was it our show? Someone said, like, when do we start to buy Facebook? And I was like, right now.
It was on Memes.
And that was at Memes and Movers? Okay, so that was at 320, man. I said, like, buy some. Just buy some Facebook right now. Even if you miss, man, you're at the 200 period moving average. Today, I think it's a decent starting spot right here for Facebook. So, I mean, you couldn't have really missed that at 320. But if you did, then I think you got to wait at this point. You're at 330 right now and taking out day's high. But we did call this buy down here at 320. I hope some of you did that. If you did, hopefully you got options as well because this thing should pop off tomorrow. That's for damn sure. I still think Facebook is going to be a huge beat. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm already in this name. I haven't put any new money to work. So let's just wait to see what happens now on Facebook this is great. Like I'm loving this move back to the upside. So let's go Facebook. I talked about this on Friday. I talked about this last week when Snapchat came out and I said, don't even worry about Facebook. It's a buy here. They already know about that IDFA there for Apple. And now we'll wait to see. They've already warned. But anyways, we'll see. There's always bad news coming around for Facebook, and whatever your opinion is on it, it looks like the stock is working. So up 1.3% today. Here comes Snapchat battling back a little bit. We did defend that 25 level there. We didn't even go down that far. We went to 35. Now you're back up here to 50, 51. My average price is 48. So we'd like to see a little bit of a higher move upside right now for this name. And so here it comes back in. We can get something out in the mid 50s. We'll probably do that. Let's see if Snapchat can run here into the close off some Facebook strength. And here we go, man. As you can see, people always wonder, how much do you average in and where? So there we go. This is a good little look right here because, that's 62 and that's a 53 and that's a 40. So our average price 48. So we'll see if we can get to the high side right now with this name. What's going on, Brendo?
We've been talking about this Pinterest, guys, obviously making a big move back to the downside today. But I saw this headline a little bit earlier and thought it was kind of interesting. Picking up a former YouTube executive to become their first head of content or content chief for Pinterest on the way over from YouTube, guys. So interesting timing today on that announcement.
Yeah, I mean that's one way to try to get out of the bad news of the deal not coming through. So you throw that in there. Interesting timing. It's almost as if they did that as a reaction to the stock being down 12%. That's obviously what they did. Anyways, I'm not trying to be too cynical, but come on. put 1 + 1 = 2. Bkkt, which, I mean, I swear I had this one up on a level 2, and I was watching out of the corner of my eye. So I feel a little bit surprised that it actually made this move to 28, and I managed to miss it, because I was looking for this one to test the high of the day, and it looks like on volume it did do that, like 315 or 314 here. So might have missed this rollover. Like, I mean, I don't know that I want to chase it. You know, the play for me was, and again, if you miss a trade, the first thing you should do is not just say to yourself, I should get right into it, because then you start forcing things, you start chasing money that you didn't make or you feel like you should have made. So it did make that breakout. It's still holding a 2350, which has been support this entire time, at least the entire time we've been with you guys for the afternoon show. I've taken none out of Moderna, although Jude, I think I was saying in the chat there, you covered some as it started to roll over. Just quickly showing you here, it only got to like 344.5, so it was like $1 in the money, and now it's like $1 out of the money. To me, it's still really not moving anywhere in my opinion, so I'm going to stick with that one, at least for now. Tesla not doing a heck of a lot, but it's really the story that feels like it's about to make a move. And I don't know if the imbalances count for anything here, but you now have this 87.5 level on DWAC, which it should be SSR. I think it broke 10% at one point. I have to double check that, but you might not be able to hit bids. But if this level gets taken out, I would be concerned about a DWAC making some fresh lows, and fun, more of that same story.
Okay, so one story is going to work here, one isn't. We didn't even get any more of this AMD, man. We tried it. It broke 50, and there's 60, sorry, and there's that hit. That's what we wanted to break there. It breaks, and then AMD just retracing back to the downside. So, you know, that's going to be a quick loser there, in and out of it. Yeah, always sucks to have those, but there it goes breaking. That might have been the wick bottom, not sure, but look what's happening right here. You know, the NASDAQ is starting to come to the downside. We just did double take out some there on Snapchat when we hit up top. You can see here on a 1 minute chart, there's 2 outs there, a 58 and a 50 or 56 or 57 and a 59 there, just blasted through both of our levels. We were waiting in the mid 60s for more, but right now looks like that's going to be the end of that one here for Snapchat. The market's pulling back in, so we could definitely have a quick look at Tesla now, because okay, so it's still holding up pretty high. Barcoding right now, you do have these Tesla bottoms to worry about a little bit. 1013 there as a little bit of a bottom, but still, man, I mean, Tesla's still so damn strong. Someone saying something about DATS. Is that a Zach Morris call out right there? Shout out to you, Zach, as DATS. Yeah, there goes DATS again, back to the upside. So let's just zoom out. Did I even put that? Don't tell me I forgot to. No, I put that BlackBerry trade in. Okay, good. It didn't hit. Let's just see where DATS is going now. So, ooh, yuck, man. DATS all the way down to $8 today. You do have some areas of concern here around 10. So, if you are long this name, watch out for a 10 top, maybe 1030, 1040, something like that on DATS, man. DWAC, again, it just broke down. That's what I was just going to look at. It's just breaking down right now, as Neil mentioned that right now. So, breaking through that 88. I still want to look at this when we get to down here, 80, 83 or so, but that's going now. DWAC to the downside. Is fun breaking lower too?
Yeah, I mean, fun just...
not really, but it's still there.
It rolled over a little bit. I actually ended up getting fun in the teens when I saw DWAC break down, got to 85, and I'm like, okay, well, fun's trying to break down from these levels here. And I'll just sort of look at this 740-ish area. If you look back to 2 o'clock, when this thing took out the low, you had this 740 sort of random level that just sort of came back here, and then the same thing has happened. Like when I tried that long, topped out 770. Now it's putting it in consolidation around 740. So I'm going to look to short it off of that 740 as long as we're heading lower on DWAC. Then I feel pretty comfortable being on this side of the fun trade. Someone was asking what I thought Tesla was doing. All I was saying about Tesla is that it was doing absolutely nothing in this range for so long, for like an hour in a little bit, I think here, off of 1015, so 1015. I can call it 1015. It's about 1020 or so. Now it's breaking back up. So if it got to 1050 again, it might be worth a quick shot. Like a quick in and out, like just try to take a shot at that high on the short. But I already have a Moderna trade now with fun and Prague. I feel pretty comfortable with the 3 we have without trying to do the same thing on the strongest stock in the world today, which is going to be Tesla. So I might not trade Tesla going into the close, even if it retests that high. It'll just be corner of the eye, that DWAC trade, and then of course fun, which we just put on right now, and then that Moderna. I do Bkkt could be a little something, which is on New York, which I should know that. It could be a little something, but I wanted off that high 28, and it's still, resisting that break of 2350. So support is still holding up for now.
I believe Facebook 330 right now, so we're hoping that the same thing can start to happen here with some Snapchat love as Facebook continues to make a move to the upside. Look, there's a question there about Microsoft. Could this be the largest cap company in the world? And I mean, take out Apple. Right now, they're just couple $100 billion or whatever away from each other. So we could possibly see that 2.4, oh, come on, chart, 2.4 trillion versus 2.3 trillion. Yeah, Microsoft, and you already answered the question in the chat. So they don't have the eye of the, regulators as much, obviously, as an Apple does, nor do they really have too many headwinds in front of them. I think Azure is going to be a monster. We've already talked about Azure. So, yeah, I still think that there's a lot of love here to go for Microsoft, and I don't even think this move is done. So to answer your question, yes, I think Microsoft, even by the end of 2021, will be the most valuable company in the world. But hey, we've been touting Microsoft for years and years and years. What up, Brendo?
I saw this little one pop up this morning, guys. DOGZ. We mentioned this one, I think, going back to the beginning of last week, in fact. It's a Chinese-based tech company that makes tech for pets. So dogs, DOGZ, Dogness International is the actual company here. This was the announcement last week, so they expanded through a deal their availability of their quote-unquote pet tech. This is another one, 20 million share float. Just made a day high there on a volume spike, up 16% again today for DOGZ.
Dogness is spreading. Why not? Someone asked me if plug was a good short here. I mean, there was at the moment that was typed, there was actually a 35 level. This is a daily chart, by the way, and you can see 35 here. It's also the 200 period. You can see 35 here last week a few times. There was an offer. Trust me, there was one. It didn't last very long. It just got taken out. And at some point, it's like it tests these levels over and over again, and then it gets a break. So the only way I like it is on a fail break, right? Like you take out that 35, which you just did, actually, got to 04s, and now what I want to see is, okay, let's come down, hold a consolidation a little bit below that price, then all of a sudden you've got a fresh high. It's just trapped a few longs. We're high of the day, though. I mean, it's like there's so many stocks that are pushing the top. It's completely insane. Like my quote board, it's not just full of things that are up on the session. It's things that are up on the session and still at the high of the day, which isn't always the case at 3:30. So it should be an interesting imbalance because like part of me kind of feels like maybe you'll see some sell imbalances just because of that. There's profit to be taken, but plug, yeah, now it's setting up for a bit of a retracement short. I mean, why not? And I probably will take a shot at this just because through 35.05 certainly just held. I'm sure there were a few longs that got trapped there, and the risk to reward is pretty solid. I love plug power, by the way. I mean, I'm a shareholder, but you can't really trade your own book when you're day trading. But at the end of the day, these setups are probably going to be all over the place. I'm sure I could find the exact same thing somewhere else. And as all this is happening, guess what happened to Prague? Prague's doing its thing, so maybe it was a good idea to take some more shares out there at VWAP. But that 350, it's starting to come pretty fast. That 350 top, it's a multi-day high. That's worth it for a break. Like this one, I can't say that I'm reversing plug, or if I get stopped out of Moderna, that I'm going to reverse that long. But PROG, that's one that I'm reversing long if it breaks 350.
I did. Goldman there was asking about the new Neo car, but no, I did not see the leak thing. But I know Brendan has it. So if he does, Lucas, let's throw over to Brendan because I wouldn't mind seeing this myself. Okay, there you go. Thank you. Yeah, it kind of looks like a 5 series, maybe a 7 series back there. So yeah, I like it. I mean, for a family, I don't know. What do you think, Brenda?
I mean, this is floating around on numerous websites, guys. So I assume this is correct. It looks just like a computer-generated image. Yes. So yeah, I don't know if I'm a fan.
I think it looks like a 7 series to me, or one of those bigger Lexuses in the back. But I don't know. Look, family car, whatever. I think it's fine. I mean, if everyone's going to make the move over to electric at some point, they need to sort of satisfy everybody. Even Lamborghini brought out that 4x4, that SUV, right? So, yeah, no, we'll wait to see where that goes. But I do like that one. Another name that I've been barking on for a while, not for a while, but, it's been just a negative Nancy there in the whole portfolio is BarkBox. I don't even want to look at this. I'm only looking at it now because we did talk about it. I know there could be some bag holders on this name as well. But BarkBox now, okay, I didn't reload anything of this. This is another basically failed SPAC. I'll have to find out where I'm long. I haven't been buying any of this in a long time. It's a small position, but I thought with COVID and with everyone buying pets and everything like that, that this BarkBox had a chance, but it doesn't look like it does. But getting a little bit of a bump today, up 6%, might be right to trim any of that position there on BarkBox, as it's just basically a dead. I was gonna say a dead dog, but that's too easy right there. So I'm still thinking if we could break through 7, man, then we could get a run on these. A lot of these names are beat up and beat down. So just stay in high quality names is what I'm gonna say. But if you do have some play money, you know, a stock like a BarkBox, or I like PaySafe way better, but even a Clover down here at 750, I think does have some value there. So I'm still a shareholder in Clover. I have no intentions of getting rid of this one, so we can watch out for Clover, but the chart looks nasty just the same. There are potentials for this, of course, on Clover. Like right here, we had one random day. We're up to $11, so you never know what Chamath is going to do. 1 or 2 tweets out there and gets this thing moving, but right now, Clover back down near these lows. I don't know. It's similar to a whole bunch. Wish, Clover. Yeah. I mean, they're all. SoFi was down there. We haven't even looked at.
So if you said that stock jumped up to get beat down, I'm assuming that stock was a punk, right?
Well, for
punks jump up to get beat down. Come on.
Yeah, got that one. But I don't remember saying it. So good one.
You did. I'm hanging on to the whole time. Like I'm hanging on to that one.
Really?
I got that one. It's all good. But this Bkkt is starting to go again. Now the only level I like is going to be 28, or it's going to be at this point breaking like maybe even 23. Even I have 4 short trades on, which in a strong market, why not? Almost all of these highs of the day here, and none of them are going to be Tesla. I've kind of determined myself that I do not want to get into it. One name that we have not mentioned, there's been a lot of Lucids on the NASDAQ, Neil. There's been a lot of EV names that have pushed today. I should say pressed higher. Lucid being one of them. I do want to remind everybody of that $28 level. If I forget how far back I actually have to go to see this. You might need the daily chart to see it properly. Yeah, you need the daily chart to see it properly. There was that big multi-day top here at 28, which is approaching on Lucid, and that was a monster short. Any way you cut it, like there was even that day was a great short, but then for the next few weeks, right into the 50 period, it was just a big retracement. That level looks like it could be approaching. If this move extends to the upside, a day or two here. Well, at this rate, I guess one more day, and you could get to that 28, which was a monster level on Lucid. So we're going to have to watch out for that one. Looks like Moderna is going to make a possible test at that 350. I want to add to nothing in front of 350. In fact, some of these I would look to continue probably to take out. Like Plug isn't doing anything. Right now, it's just hanging out at that high. So it's rejected that breakout, but it's not like it's like nobody that took that long is exactly running to the exits. Like if you went 35.01 long when it broke 35 even, it's not like anybody here is scared out of the trade. It's come down to like 94, and then it's come right back to 97, 98. So not exactly shaking people out. I think it probably has to get past like 34.80 before it scares anybody. And then day traders got to be flat at the end of the day, and I am one. So I will have to cover all of these no matter what happens sometime in the next 20 minutes.
Snapchat finally starting to go upside, so that would be a good one for us if we can get out of that long at 44. Yeah, what's up, iTrade Ames? Yeah, look, didn't forget about Palantir, but we haven't mentioned it, so you are right about that. And the thing about Palantir is, just today, I'm not super interested in it. I'll show you the chart on the 1 minute and just how we missed it. Obviously, at the beginning of the day, we were looking at everything, man. I was long DWAC, Fun, and what else, man? Oh, that's it, DWAC, Fun. You had all the other ones. We were looking at Tesla and everything as we go, but we did miss some of that. You're right at the 50-period moving average. Someone also asked where to get out of some Palantir. Look, Palantir is going to be one of those names that, unfortunately, it's just going to start to slow climb, I feel like. If we do get a day tomorrow where we're up huge, there was a day in here where I bought. It's this day right here. So I just bought 2 weeks ago at 24.70 or something. It was about halfway through this candle. And then it just dropped all the way to 23 basically the very next day. And since then, we've been climbing. We have to find out. I don't know if Miss V's over there or Brendan, but what day Palantir earnings are, because they haven't really acted that well on earnings. This was an earnings day for them, man. Tick, 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 tick. They ticked down to 16 and then closed the day at 20. So there was like a 30% reversal or 20% reversal that day alone. So I think we'll wait on that. It always gets sold off onto news that seems to be positive. There's a lot of shares here for Palantir. Remember, it's a 20-year-old company. They didn't have an IPO, right? It was a direct offering. So I feel like it gets sold down on any kind of move up. So I'm looking for right here. If we can get some out at 27.50 on earnings day, let's do that. Let's ring the register off some 24 longs. My average price $15. So I like to take some out if we can, just like we did did on DraftKings. I really liked the name, but it just got overdone, so we had to sell some. Once we break through 29, that could be the clear to buy more, but really we need to get above 30. The minute we can clear above 30 and then start to make these new ranges, then it's a Palantir buy, and then we will celebrate that, with good, hopefully with good earnings, and we'll see what Palantir does. I thought I was waiting at 55. Am I not at 55? I am. So I'm sitting here waiting for there. Okay, so all I do is talk about it. There's another win right there. So 12 cents or so on Snapchat right now. So we'll see about we can go to the high side right now on this name. Snapchat just gave us that in. We're buying into this strength down here, 50 or so. So today we defend that as Facebook still at day's high. Well, it was a couple seconds ago. And here's some Snapchat bids. So buy, sell, sell, sell. We'll see if we get up here to 55 again on Snapchat. I think there's a chance.
Yeah, and I was going to show you a daily on this redo. Here is the daily chart. Here is about 185, which is sitting at right here, right now. I took a starter and then actually added to it right here. So, I mean, it got about a 173. It should be 75, really, a price off a level like that, but it's not. I'll give it to the high of the day just to see if it's gone entirely too parabolic. I don't know, like this stock hasn't had any halts in it. I look at that move and I'm like, really? It didn't halt? That's like a 150. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I really don't know what causes a halt anymore because that's a pretty fast and big, strong move. So I guess it's not going to care. But here's that 185. It was a 185 on the daily. It just stalled at that exact same price. We'll see what happens as it tries to turn around here. Worth noting that Prague is starting to come back down, so might not get that breakout today at 350, which is fine. I mean, I'm short the stock, but 350 certainly could be in store for tomorrow. That's a multi-day high, and I'm gonna when it comes, I'm just gonna want to hit it no matter what. I know I usually go short those names, but it sets up pretty well.
Yeah, and just like you see Neil, like Neil's doing there, you got to save enough bullets so that if it does go, you could do multiple shorts and not get caught there. What's up, Maggie? Yeah, so we go short on that one, and let's just take a quick look at Facebook because I still like Snap to the upside there. So we'll see if that wants. Yeah, so Facebook's still at day's high right now, just hanging around upside. So we'll see what these imbalances are coming out right now. November 10th, before market open, November 10th. I think that's PaySafe Day as well. Can we double check on PaySafe again? Because I know
they're all that week. PayPal's on the 8th, and
yeah. I thought maybe November 10th is going to be a big day for your boy. Let's wait to see what happens. But right now we are. So it's November 10th for Palantir. Here we go. Let's go. We'll hit a banger off right now if we can get it up to the upside here. My next offer I told you was at 69 for Snapchat, but that was because we are near these highs. We may have to just adjust that because when we were talking about those levels, we didn't have a 40 in our account, right? So yeah, I mean, I'm still happy with that. Maybe some mid 60s we'll get some out if we can test that again. What was that, 61? So if we could test 63, 64 again, we'll get another piece out there. We're 20 cents in the money now on Snapchat, still moving to the high side. This is why we're talking about 69 because 70 has been the highest. So we'll take out a piece below there. And then if we could test that view up at 80, we'll do that as well. So right now, the only position I have on is Snapchat. That fund I said was testing the bottom, but we're not really. It's still up, well, it's still down 17%, sorry, but still up on its day low here of 650. So, yeah, I don't know if this is going to break out or not, kind of just barcoding here. Don't trust anything in the last 15 minutes is sort of what I'm thinking.
So, question, Austin there, would I take off any Oracle here? I should say, as we push closer to 100. So the answer for me personally is no, because as I might have already mentioned, I trimmed some Oracle, which I'm like, whatever. I mean, I'm not happy with the decision. At the end of the day, like we did think that there was the market coming back in, and Oracle was a name that I felt, you might slow down a little bit. Obviously, it hasn't. It's making some fresh highs here as it gets to 100. So if I had taken nothing off, sure, yeah, I probably would take a little bit out, but I already did, so I'm going to be holding on to this one hopefully through 100. Ideally, look, no one ever went broke taking profit. You have to know the reason you got into the trade. Like if some of it was on momentum, if some of it was a swing, then 100% you should take your profit. But if you meant to just buy and hold it, well then, look, you don't have to ring the register a few weeks later or a few months later. You can have a longer time frame than that. You just have to know your own personal reasons. Certainly where the market's at right now, it hasn't shown that many signs of weakness, but this has been a name that has had a tremendous run, and you start to worry about it, finding it's a little bit of a correction, and 100 is a nice round number. Brendan, another name for it.
So typically, guys, I have 3 different places that I go to confirm earnings dates. I see the 11th, the 15th, and the 10th for PaySafe. So maybe we average it out to 13.5 or so.
Sometimes
the stock is so good that they don't even know when they're going to report.
No, they need to report 3 times because that's how much.
Yeah, that may mean because they need to clarify such bad earnings, but we'll wait to see on that one. But right now, we'll put some money in our pocket right now as we go. Thanks for watching the show, guys. We're really happy today with this Snapchat trade as it just touches 70 right there, or 69, sorry, the level that we wanted. So now we'll wait to the high side to break through VWAP, and we're pretty happy. We'll put another offer right here if we can get that, but there it goes. Long 41s. Let's go Snapchat. The reason why we liked it, again, was just off some defense of these levels here. You know, we didn't average into our AMD because that just looked weak, but Snapchat, although, you know, obviously has a lot more room to run to the upside, I think this thing could still turn positive today. Facebook, I mean, positive would be a big stretch. Maybe it can with only 15 minutes left. Facebook's still hovering, so that's why I kind of like this one. Man, I feel like a kid in candy store Christmas Day because I'm super excited for Facebook, man. You know, down at 320, I think it was a gift. I wouldn't put any more money to work right now, but I'm really thinking Facebook beats, man. Their EBITDA is under 10. It's like 9.8 or something, depending on the price, which is ridiculous for them. They have so much cash on the books. I'm really excited for Facebook here. I think they do some big things, but here goes Snapchat also doing big things with a 33-cent winner right now. So we have 0 LFT. We're at the highest spot we've been at all day. So let's just keep on going with some of these names and hopefully create a nice little win here to close out. Only 5 minutes till imbalances come out, and that should tell us the time as well.
Yeah, and that Bkkt finally comes to 28, so we waited for it. We got it when it just pressed up. It touched, made a failed break of 28 even, came right back down. I was able to get 27.45 on the way back in here. Look, there is this chop level. This is a lower high that it put in at 26.50. I'd cover some there, then hold on for dear life for the rest. Redo, which is the other name that we brought to, well, I mean, Brennan brought to you guys. And then I went to the daily to show you that 185. This is 185. Maybe got in a bit too early there, but was able to catch the top. It's come almost all the way back in. I'm almost out of this one. Still a few shares left. The short that's really not working is Moderna, about to test that 350. If it was testing 400, I'd be out. That 350 level, but Redo, we're pretty much in and out of that one, as I don't think this one will be coming back. I mean, Prog's in the money and Plug's in the money, but they're not doing a heck of a lot. So Bkkt, did it really just break the high and fail again? No, it actually took out the high and made a fresh top.
Do you really have 5 shorts on right now?
Well, I got one less. Well, I had 6.
Okay, so yeah, wow.
And now I have 5 because Bkkt just took out the high. The only one I'm reversing to the long side would have been Prog. Like if it's not, like if the other ones, maybe they'll go, but it's a bit late in the day. I don't love breakouts at the end of the day, but you are seeing Bkkt finally break this 28 level and be off to the races. So this stock is gonzo. Just be careful because if it halts too late in the day, it's not reopening until 4 o'clock. So if you don't want to get trapped in a halt, you take your profit if you see it approaching a halt level. Like right now, it probably has to break 30 for it to halt, so you're not too concerned about it. But hey, the stock has been ridiculous. $9 on Friday, and it's just been absolutely. And all of this move, like it barely even gapped up. Like essentially, all of this move is off of the open. Like it didn't really even gap up. It's just been churning to the upside here. So one of the strongest stocks in the market. I mean, Tesla obviously as well, but 200% club and climbing for Bkkt.
Yeah, exactly. Just messaging Maggie here. There he goes. Okay. All right. So we just got out of some Snapchat there. It did go all the way, guys, right to our view up. So 76 or so there. So, that was an easy one for us to get out. Now we're only holding 30% of this, and we'll wait to see if it does have that hero run. We only have 2 minutes now until the market comes out with their imbalances. So we'll see that 350 they coming out at. So we'll see that. It's only now 3 minutes to go, less than 3 minutes to go before that happens. So that's something that we'll look at. My eyes are going everywhere. Fisker today made a nice high. I don't want to get out of Fisker. I mean, it made a nice high at 15 there just before we went on air. And then since then, it's been sort of going. I thought that if we retested that high, maybe we'd go today on some of that Tesla. Biden was talking earlier, or somebody was anyways, I saw, about the EV space and things like that. So today you get some love for Fisker on some nice volume spikes. Maybe it was in and around here, 1450, where something started there. What's up, B?
There's been so much to look at so far today. We've forgotten, guys, one that we used to talk about almost on a daily basis during the meme craze here. Zila Technologies having itself quite the day here. A new DMR relationship with apparently one of the largest franchises in the world, according to Global Newswire. Day highs here for XELA up, 43%.
XELA.
I feel like the last time we looked at that, wasn't it like $3? It's been a while since we've watched it. No, I mean, it wasn't. I guess it wasn't that high. But yeah, this went down to 150. Wow.
Some of these names, Zach.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that
man,
that?
Nah, someone said,
Zach
Zach
Morrison?
said Fisker last year to 69 or $70. I mean, every time there's a $69 price target by one of these guys, you never know. It's like when Elon Musk. Remember when Elon Musk, this is pre-split, said 420 bought deal on Tesla? Do you have any idea what that is now? Tesla split what, 5-1? What did Tesla split? Was it 4-1 or 5-1 on that Tesla split? Anyways, now it's right back to $1,000. So they've already split from 1,000 to 250 and now back. So Tesla right now, and maybe you guys can put this in the chat if you remember what it was. Maybe it was 4-1. At the same time, Apple was splitting. So I can't remember. It was 5-1. So there you go. So if you call up Tesla, just look how crazy Tesla's been in the last little while. So I can do this because our charts don't show pre-adjusted. So I can find the exact price that it went to before it split. So holy crap. So right now, Tesla would be a $10,000 company, right? Because they split at 2,300, 5-1. So right now, Tesla went from 2,300 down 5-1. So you could add, at least 5,000. We're back to $1,000 right now. So we're talking about you'll be a $5,000 company now if it was 5-1. So you add not 10,000. So you add 5-1 to that one, and Tesla would just be jamming right now. So wow, 200 to 400, right? Exactly. So there's the split right there, guys. So there's 2,300 actually, guys, down to 400. So wow, congratulations anybody long Tesla from then. That was just a monster move. And I was actually lucky enough to pick some up in COVID times, down at 230 or something like. Must have been 330 down here. That was a great bid, and then all the way back to the upside. So yeah, wow, Tesla monster moves. Wow, 5-1. When you think about that, you're like, holy crap! Just in a year, Tesla's up like what, 500%, guys? Absolutely a beast.
Yeah, absolute beast. And might have, like, I really wanted Plug to be breaking 3480 and giving you much more of a move to the downside. And then what happened? 350 comes along, and I didn't get out fast enough. I had a chance to grab 3480. Instead, we'll grab 3490 just because I knew this is one I wanted to get flat on. It'll end up working out fine. A winner's a winner. And then Fun, I just took some shares out on Fun as it broke this low here at 710 and looks like it's continued to trend downside. Now, this and Prague are probably good for a hold. Moderna's about to break 350, so it's going to do that. Although, I mean, unless it absolutely runs, that 350 could still be in play tomorrow. So, I mean, it'll stop me out whether it breaks 350 or not. But unless it gets to 51, 52, it hasn't really taken out that level too big. I still have some shares of that redo, although most of them are pretty much gone. Your Bkkt, just watching this one, looks like it's still trending towards those highs. So it got to 29.50, still going. Fresh highs of the day here on Bkkt. I guess this is the big runner of the day. It's pressing that $30 level. It could be one that maybe has to wait till 4 o'clock to get an even bigger push there. But wow, we'll have to look at this one going into the morning. Now down to Fun, Prague, and Redo, because Moderna did take out 350, although it got to 350.12. So that level probably in play for tomorrow.
All right, so people yelling at us for the imbalances. So yeah, if anything was major on here, I mean, I'm never going to really interrupt Neil unless there's something crazy. AMD here is not, I mean, it's a bid, but you could see, I think you might have got a little bit of a spike there, but I doubt it went up to that level there. So a little bit of a spike on AMD with a strong buy. Look, you got to buy AMD if you haven't gotten any of that. So AMD is strong buy right now. Other than that, I mean, Dell's kind of come. I mean, these guys were off the market not too long ago. We'll talk about Dell maybe another day. Twitter, I thought this was a Kathy Wood special. She's been buying some Twitter up. So there it is, another buy. That could be all her, who knows. As Twitter was a nice bottom at $60. We'll see the upside. I didn't see Snap on here. So that's my last position, and we did get out of a little bit of that. So right now, Snap, we just took another piece out as there was nothing at 55. So all the way to the upside. We're going to get out of Snapchat now as it is falling back down. So we're long at 41. Let's take one more piece out here at 48, and then we'll hold for that. Whatever, we'll hold 10% and see where we go. So right now, Snapchat, NVIDIA a sell, which is kind of funny because AMD's a buy, NVIDIA's a sell. But take these, take them all with a grain of salt. There's nothing happening right now, guys.
Okay, so down to 2 because I just got out of Redo. Look, it just the original breakout, the previous high there at 150. It looks like it's been holding, so I'll just get out the last. I mean, there's still only about 6 minutes to go. So you might continue to see it fall, but we're going to take the profit where it is. And then the similar thing is happening with Fun, where it just continues to hold. hold like 7 even to 710. So I was able to get some shares when it spiked up into the 725 mark. So it's not all bad, but just not a heck of a lot of movement. Like, keep in context, right? Like, you're now looking at 10, 15 cent wins on a stock that this morning was giving after that halt to 1080. Right, like it essentially just went straight down all the way to 8 even. I tried some longs on the way down there, but ultimately it's not really putting in those types of moves. It could be a bit of a dead duck for the rest of the day. And Prague, I'm slowly trimming this one because we are running out of time. It did pop. It did not take out that 350. So I mean, you're not going to get the breakout today. It doesn't seem like. But it's coming back into VWAP. I'll cover this one if it gets down to 25 and can't go any further. No new positions are going to be on, but wow, it is going to be one heck of a week. Just based on the way things have started today, A. B, all the earnings that we have coming through, starting with Facebook, obviously, before tomorrow. And, I mean, you got just about everything reporting. And we got an IPO this week. Global Foundries is coming to market. I'm not sure if there is a date for the week. I'm not aware of it. I think it's probably Wednesday or Thursday, but that will be this week, is the last I had heard at least.
Okay, there we go. See, our earnings board was having some issues there, but thank you to Lucas there for fixing that. But we'll find out what day that is, Global Foundries coming through. But right now, there's only 5 minutes left, so we can quickly look at the imbalances we did get out of. I mean, we're just sitting here on DWAC. I did want to talk about them a little bit, but is this for the earnings? We're going to Brendan? Okay, all right, let's go to the earnings quickly.
Yeah, it's, I mean, we've talked about most of these already, guys, but here we go. If you want to see it one more time, aftermarket tonight and before the open tomorrow.
Yeah, so whatever, man. I mean, honestly, my eyes are just on one name. It's right there in the middle. I don't really even care about anything else, to be honest with you. We'll talk about them because it's a show, but I mean, GE's there. I want to buy some more Eli Lilly, but let's go Facebook. Let's go. That's my main concern.
Yeah, I mean, there's one name there that I'd be worried about, and I think just at least in terms of what could happen to the downside, that's probably Hasbro. Just given how strong Mattel was, and Mattel did sell off when they had an absolute blowout. So, I mean, Hasbro would be a bit of a concern just for that reason alone. There's a volume spike. You know what? Forget it. I'm just going to get out of Prague. Just down to fun, so we'll hang on to this one with only 4 minutes to go. Got to be flat by the end of the day, of course. And if you are still interested in, you know what? I haven't even looked at DWAC.
Boo policy.
Yeah, DWAC actually just went to the low of the day.
I actually want to talk about DWAC.
Why isn't Fun going down? Like, DWAC's at 84 and Fun's not even dropping here? Interesting.
Yeah, before we threw to Brendan there, I did want to talk a little bit about DWAC just quickly because, look, someone said today that DWAC options, right? So calls on Facebook. Come on, Dan. That's what I think anyways. I mean, you guys trade it the way you think for sure. But I think calls. So that's completely up to you, guys, again, where you think about Facebook. But I think it might have ran a little bit too much there. That $10 that it's moved today was a decent amount. So I'm a little bit nervous about paying for calls right now. But at the same time, I think Facebook hits. If you're going to get calls, I wouldn't do weeklies. Probably too expensive. Let's just see what happens. I mean, if Google reports monstrous as well, I think that's going to be huge for the advertising space, and that means more love for Facebook on that Google number as well. So find out when Google reports, and I would definitely get calls, not this expiry, next week or the month for sure. That's whatever, just it's up to you guys. But all right, so right here on DWAC, what I wanted to say was with options being available, I was thinking today, there's no point in holding this stock, man. You don't have to hold stock. You know, because if you hold stock and it doesn't work out, it's going to be a problem. Now, you can invest a smaller portion, obviously. Hopefully, I'm not, preaching to you guys. Like, if it's your first time, that's great. But you can hold a smaller risk in options and get paid off more handsomely than holding the stock. So I would just say be very, very careful because this thing could go to $40 tomorrow, right? If you're holding along at 80, your thing's chopped in half. If you're only going to invest $5,000, you lose $2,500. Not bad. But you put $2,500 into options and you're right, then you're going to be getting a hell of a lot more return on that money. And again, depending on the move, than you would on the stock. So I would just say, just be very, very careful with that. I'm super excited for this to trade tomorrow and with Funware and all these things. But I just think options might be the safer play. Obviously, I don't even want to look to see what the volatility premium is on these, but what the delta is. But we'll wait to see what it is. So that would just be the way I would play it because I am nervous right now about breaking some of these levels tomorrow, like 70. You may come in and you don't get a chance to even get out. So that's part of the risk there with 2 minutes to go.
And with 2 minutes to go, as you're watching DWAC on the lows this entire time, I'm only knowing because I'm watching Funware, someone was just holding it at 715 as DWAC broke lower. So there was a buyer churning through shares here. It looks like it might not drop. I'm just going to have to get out with, you're now less than a minute to go. So I'm probably not going to get that last bid. I'll just cover right here and get flat at the end of the day. So we're holding up a little bit despite DWAC flushing to the downside. That redo also going down. And then Bkkt, only because I'm interested in it. Of course, it's New York, Neil. I don't know why. It's still churning through highs. It's up at $30, so maybe it didn't have to wait until the aftermarket to get towards that high. So strong mover, this Bkkt with under a minute to go. You got Facebook earnings. You got the market. It's trying to hold up the NASDAQ, at least anyways, at that 1% mark. Very, very close. We'll see what happens with only 45 seconds. Can it hold at 1% or not? I kind of feel like it's going to close just below, like 0.99 or 0.998 or something like that.
I mean, it's at 0.98 right now, so we'll see. I think you're going to close higher. People are going to push Facebook higher into the close here, so we'll see if NASDAQ gets going. Facebook still holding up, no, but you can see people trying to make their bets right now, man. It's bouncing around right now. I love this time of day and time of year. So here we go. We're getting ready to ring that bell. Miss V, only 20 seconds to go. Yeah, so you know what? Let's just stay on Facebook. Earnings could come out. There's a big flush on Facebook right there, down to 327. Wow, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. There we go. We are not closed yet because that got hit a little bit early, but the market is now closed. So there we go. Thank you, Ms. V. She gone already? Okay. She gone. Let's wait to see if Facebook comes out early. I'm super excited. Brendan, there's that bump I said at the end.
Yeah, nice little bump there for the NASDAQ. We've been talking, guys, about tech stocks all day. Here we go, 1%. Better part of for the NASDAQ there. All-time highs again up here for both of those, it would appear. 0.15, 0.44 for the S&P. Brazil having a nice day. Yeah, cryptos came off a little bit there, I noticed late in the day, but hey, still a pretty good day, guys.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
just noticed.
I can't find my lucky pen.
A lot of people were talking about that Genius Brands is actually making moves, closing on the high as well. So up 50%. Genius Brands closes right on the high. So lots of them there.
Can't find lucky pen. That's not good, man. If I lose my lucky pen, this is not good. Okay, doesn't matter. I'll find it. Just playing around. All right, so Facebook not out yet. We'll wait to see what happens, man. I think this is going to get. I mean, this could hit 350 on a big note. So watch out for that. Facebook should be super exciting here. Nothing out yet. I don't see any earnings on anything yet. I'm sure there's something out, but my board really isn't going crazy yet. So I don't really see anything as of note. But stay tuned for Facebook. I'll probably tweet it out the earnings anyways if it does come through on Facebook. But again, we'll see. Whatever happens right now, we have no idea. Remember, Snapchat slammed down and then opened back up. And so, let's just wait to see what happens here. I'm super excited about it. But so far, so good. I want to thank everybody today. Everyone's working super hard. Rob's not here, but thank you to Lucas and to Maggie as well. There they are. Brendan obviously killing it today. Miss V, thank you so much for the chat and for your amazing Tesla trading today. And then Pratt, I think, is gone. He gone. So we'll thank Pratt as well for a great Memes and Movers show. Thank you to Mark and to Rob, the other Rob, for helping out, trying to fix computers around here sometimes.
Brad's PC was having issues. It had a ghost in it, so,
Brad's PC had a ghost in it? Okay. So just thank you guys again for watching. It should be a fun one. Sleep well. This is a busy week. And what, does Brendan have something to say there?
No, I was waiting. We were playing camera roulette
okay.
At the end there, so all good.
Okay, good. Sorry, I don't know if my piece was working, but I always try to throw it to Brendan, or else we get in real big trouble, as you know, Neil.
I know.
If we don't throw it to him. So thank you, guys. Thank you for watching. Good luck to Facebook holders, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Bye, guys.